for the sound, for the reduction, and lower sound for the spectrogram that we have been using for the production study. Okay, this is a CNN training, and that is the previous talk. So let's move to today's talks. This is part 2 of my PhD project. So today I'm going to talk about the prefect and infect in Central Khmer. The second part is about the data, how to collect the data, and how to ranklings, cleaning, and this stuff for machine learning algorithm and for predicting the reduction phenomena in the Central Khmer. And the last part, I'm going to talk about the analysis within the 4 different approach for analyzing the data. So this is the reduction of prefect and infect in Central Khmer. As you can see here, we are selecting only one prefix for Bang in Central Khmer, like Bangkat, and for infix Amnas, Kamnat. That is, these 2 words are from the same roots, as you can see in the next slide. So this is the route that we was taking for our experiment and testing. So we have root kaut, like this is the formal expression, or this is the content word in Khmer. And then we have like consonant injection. It's called semi-infix for the Khmer. And then we have like prefix bang, and then we have infix omnus, and we have a collocation that might be the most interesting thing, that we cannot separate these 2 words as it has combined the meaning and the syntactic structure. So this is the structure that I'm going to talk about today. So now talking a little bit about the data. So our data collection, this study used 2 different data sets, one for random forest classification. So a collection of transcription with word frequency. It is around 5,000 words with the phonetic saurus, that is the transcription, automatic transcription model that we can use for Khmer today. And we have 5 variation of the age of word, and this is verified by the audio recording. It is very complicated, but it is I'm going to explain you for the next slide. And word frequency, we were extracted from a spoken corpus of 40-hour spoken corpus. Now we have a spoken corpus for Central Khmer, so it is easy to extract even those the acoustic cue or the other word frequency, for example. Another study, case study 2, it is about an acoustic study of syllable duration. We have around 22 speaker from Central Khmer, and we record within the lab setting, and 5 speaker from social media within the semi-spontaneous speech. And we observe only disyllabic word with a prefix and infixes. So the recording were taking place in the studio of DMC. It is the Department of Media and Telecommunication at the Royal University of Phnom Penh. And there are 2 tasks for them. One is reading the isolated word and the carrier phrase. And another 2 is 2-time producing tasks with the clear and colloquial speech. So now we move to the data analysis. We use 4 different types of analysis. For example, we use exploratory data analysis, and reduction clustering, random forest, and duration and pi pairs. Okay, now let's move to the exploratory data analysis. So now, as you can see here, noun and verb play an important role in reduction based on the word frequency. As you can see that the red one from my computer screen, it is the reduction form, and the blue one from my computer screen, it is the full form or the standard form. As you can see that the red one is higher than the blue one, which means that the reduction form is higher than the full form. It means that's all of the 5,000 words that I collected from the spoken corpus. Reduction form play an important role in part of speak of Khmer. And now we look at the degree of reduction. They're based on the syllable structure. So there are at least 6 syllables in Khmer, that is the number of syllable. And then we want to know which word or which number of syllable could be attested or could be associated with the degree of reduction. We found that in Central Khmer, there are at least 5 degree reduction. As a result, we found that disyllabic word or a 2-syllable play an important role in reduction phenomena in Central Khmer. Now we move to another analysis of the place of articulation and the other part of our manner of articulation. We found that plosive and fricative play an important role in reduction phenomena. As I mentioned earlier, that the red from my computer screen is the reduction phenomena, and the blue here from my computer screen is the standard word. So yeah. So now we move to the reduction clustering. This is very important for looking at the data before going directly to the random forest. We run another machine learning algorithm for classifying. It's called hierarchical clustering dendrogram, logs transform distance. So there are at least a 30 cluster in the central Khmer based on the lexical item of 5,000, and the top 5 cluster and side, the cluster 7 play an important role. As you can see here, the red color in the middle is the cluster 7. There are at least 28 elements for clustering. So now we have a wire cluster and how it's correlated each other, how the distance or how it can be shaped to the data set that we are going to use for random forest. So this is the clustering, but we use a heat map for clustering how the consonant and vowel correlated each other. As you can see here, consonant cluster with trill consonant play an important role in vowel chain. As you can see, the green color on the left-hand side. So now we move to the important part of our talk today, random forest, as you can see here. So why we use random forest for clustering phonetic reduction in Central Khmer? Because we think about the decision tree that produced by the random forest. It is close to the reduction phenomena, or how to classify the reduction phenomena in Central Khmer. So this is the decision tree for random forest, as you can see, and this is the way that we are clustering the data. So we use scikit-learn library cluster, and we use random forest for the clustering. So we use the data set that I mentioned earlier for classifying the data, and we use some algorithm for supporting this data as well. So before starting using random forest, we try to look at the other accuracy. So we found that random forests play an important role in classifying the reduction phenomena. This is the way that we use random forest for classifying the reduction phenomena, because random forest can classify which reduction degree a word belongs to, and it is very flexible, easy to use for classifying and deriving prediction based on the decision tree. The data preparation, we have to convert some categorical variable to the numeric data, and it is very important to encode those for fitting the training. We divide our data set for 20% for testing and 80% for training. So this is the result that we found from the random forest. So reduction phenomena in Central Khmer, it seems to be mixing together, so we cannot identify which instant that play an important role in reduction phenomena. And we found that this is very important to look at the machine learning algorithm that can be shaped for clustering or for identifying each data point and understanding how the machine learning can learn about the data that we put into the algorithm and working for that. So this is the result from random forest. We got around 79% accuracy, and as the training score and validation, we found that it fit together, because it seemed that the machine can understand how the word, how the reduction word in Central Khmer can be identified or can be grouped together. This is the confusion metric using for classifying. As a result, we found that prefix bung play an important role in classifying the reduction phenomena, following by the consonant cluster with trill consonant and the infixes. That's why infixes play an important role as well in reduction phenomena in Central Khmer. So now let's move to the duration and pi proper. This is the traditional way of studying the language. We use acoustic study of syllable duration. So the data that we collected from the field disyllabic word with our prefixes and infixes, we took around 133 words with 9,710 token, recorded 22 speaker, 5 speaker from the social media, and there are 2 settings of recording, 2-time reading task and 2-time producing task. So let's hear some sound from the reduction phenomena. Yeah. This is the full form, and this is the reduction form. So as you can see here, the blue from my computer screen here is the full form, and the light blue here is the semi-spontaneous, and the yellow here is the reduction form. So let's listen to the standard form and semi-spontaneous speech and reduction form. So this is the duration of the 5 speaker from the social media. So we found that first syllable play the reduction form of the prefix. It could be the first syllable of the word, and we found that all 5 speaker has a shorter duration of the first syllable, and they keep maintaining the second syllable. This is the most important part in my talk today, because I compare between the lab setting recording and the spontaneous speak from the social media. At the result, we found the same phenomena for the reduction phenomena in disyllabic word, but it different in duration, because from the semi-spontaneous speech, it's very compact together, the duration, comparing to the recording setting using the laboratory setting of recording speech. So now move to the prosodic structure of the disyllabic word in Central Khmer. As you can see here, there's the devoicing of the disyllabic word, as you can see, and it is very important to look at this. I use also pi proper for clarifying how the disyllabic word can be reduced based on the pi proper or based on the proper developed by Edwards, University of Cologne. As a result, this is the full form of the speech, and this is the reduction form. So the first syllable, it also reduced. So now let's move to the conclusion. So now we have a full range of phonemic reduction from Central Khmer, and this is the syncytigram of the phonetic reduction. As you can see here, we can see the map of the consonant chain from 5,000 words from the Central Khmer, and this is the Sankey map that you can see how the consonants change so far. And this is the vowel. It's very complicated when we run the random forest and run machine learning algorithm for identifying the vowel chain in Central Khmer by looking at the standard on the left-hand side, on the right hand, on the left-hand side, and the reduction on the right-hand side from a computer scan. So reduction words play an important role with the trill consonant, initial consonant, and medial consonant C2 and disyllabic word. We got the data from the random forest. So the last part of my talk today is the limitation and the something that we have to improve for the future works. So the data is imbalanced because of the word class, like noun has a lot of word and comparing to the other, and invariability of the study. And categorical data, except the frequency and degree of reduction, continuous data must be added in the future study. So in this study, we are looking at the categorical data, not with the continuous data. For the future work, logistic regression could be fit to the nature of the data and the reduction study. So that is the end of my talk. It's very complicated, but that is the way of we use the new technology and machine learning for language studies. Thank you for your attention.